Okay, I think natapos na, no? I think tapos na tanan, kuha sang quiz. May mga patibong, no? False, true, true, false. Yeah, so we will discuss our next topic. I think this is our last topic for pre-finals. Okay. So I have, wala pa ko idea no kung saan itong pre-finals. I think it will be, if not next week, be next week after CEW, because next week would be your CEW week. Okay, so may CEW week kita, virtual CEW. And I think ma-conflict siya, no? So maybe we can have our prelim exam by next week or after the virtual CEW. But I will just ask Sir Broses kung ano yung schedule natin. Okay, so dito na lahat. Wala pa? Sino pa lang yung nandito? Dalawa pa lang? Close ko na lang to. Let's wait a bit. Wala pa namang 3. Can you guys see my Can you guys see my screen? Ano ba yung na-share ko? Ayan. Okay. Ayan. So okay, so we will be discussing our last topic for pre-finals. So this is technology adaptation and diffusion. So there are theories here, no? Will be discussed. So how can we adapt technology? So what are the process? Then meron tayong tinatawag na diffusion. Okay, naka-record ba tayo? Ayan, naka-record tayo sa cloud. Okay, so what is technology absorption? Ito muna yung titingnan natin. So in order to adapt, no? Okay. So technology absorption, so this refers to the acquisition. Okay, so refers to the acquisition, development, assimilation, and utilization of technological knowledge and capability by a firm, okay, or some macro entity from an external source. So this occurs between transferring and receiving entities. So that's what we call the technology absorption. So the technology absorption is wider in scope than technology acquisition. So bakit? So technology absorbed without changing parameters of acquired technology is what we call technology adaptation. Meanwhile, sa technology adaptation, so magkaiba yung adaption tsaka sa adaptation. So in adaptation, so the technology here is absorbed by changing certain parameters. Okay, yun yung pinagkaiba nila. And technology adaptation may arise due to the following reasons. So what are these? So first, we have non-availability of supporting infrastructure. So walang supporting infrastructure dito for meeting location or market specific needs. So you have no destination for this one. So to make it compatible with existing plant and machinery. Okay, so ito yung mga dahilan, no? So these are the reasons. And non-availability of ancillary units or components. And the next one is to meet legal requirements. So of course, you have some legal documents that needed when you adapt, no, a certain technology. And pressure from NGOs, non-government organizations, environmentalists, of course, human rights group, for example, government insistence not to use VBO in soft drinks. Diba? So it forced Coca-Cola or cola companies to change their formulations. Yan lang yung isa sa mga example. So instead of adapting some technologies, so because of these reasons, so hindi nila na commit, no? So they did not meet because of these following reasons. So ano yung mga components of technology adaptation? So first, we have the hardware, which refers to particular physical structure of components and also their logical layout, which are subject matter of absorption. So ano yung plano or ano yung layout nila? Yan. So ano yung physical structure? Yan. So it belongs to the hardware component. Then we have the software component. So this refers to know-how of carrying out tasks to achieve goals and objectives. So meaning naka-focus siya sa parang mission vision. Yan. And we have the brainware. Yan. So ano yung brainware naman? So this refers to application and justification of hardware, software development, know what and know why of technology. So bakit? Ano? Yan. So that is what to employ. So how, when, where, and why. So kailan, saan, at bakit. Yan. So that's what we call the brainware component of technology adaptation. Then we have the support net. For the word itself, no? So support net, so it refers to complex network of physical, so not only physical but also informational and socio-economic transformation that support, okay, or that support the proper use of or proper use and functioning of given technology. Yan. So ano yung pinagkaiba ng acquisition sa absorption? Paano natin ma-determine? So if both technology acquisition and technology absorption occurs simultaneously, then there is no difference in two terms. So walang pinagkaiba. So sometimes there might be a lag. So meaning parang nahuli lang between two. So in case of time lag, differences may be as follows. So we have here for the technology acquisition. So focus is on acquiring technology. Whereas in technology absorption, so the focus here is on putting the acquired technology to use. Okay? So for example, being an owner. Okay? So nag-acquire ka sa technology. So meaning, you will become an owner. Or if you absorb the technology, meaning you reap the benefits from technology acquired. So ikaw yung kumukuha ng benefit from technology Okay? And then leads to firm-specific technological knowledge and advantage. Okay, so may specific tayo. While dito sa technology absorption, only leads to market competitive advantage. Okay, so sa acquisition, you have your technological knowledge and advantage. While dito sa absorption, you have a market competitive advantage. What else? So it requires substantial cost for acquisition of technology. And for absorption, it involves some cost for putting the technology to use and leads to increase in revenues, improvement in efficiencies, and etc. So for the acquisition, so naglag yung acquisition. Okay. In those two, when you're kung ikaw wala isa ka renew, ano imo nga i-adapt? Will you adapt the technology acquisition? So try to ask yourself. So the absorption if yun yung kunin mo. So generally, technology. Edge and dito. Ano yung first smartphone screen? Oh, di ba? Tapos sino yung nag-absorb? Sino yung nag-acquire? So, meron ng competency. May competitors na, may mga competitors na. Sometimes there could be delays in technology absorption due to variety of reasons. Diba damo-damo nakita sang mga variety of smartphones, especially if Android phones. So from Samsung, Huawei, then meron ng Oppo, Vivo, ano pang ibanda. So delays in technology absorption could be harmful to the organization. Ano mga examples ng organization na na-delay sa na-delay sa pag-absorb sa technology? Yung huli na silang lumipat sa digital world. Yan. So therefore, technology absorption needs to properly managed by the organization. Of course, you will learn that one sa inyong engineering management na subject on how to manage the organization and your employees and so on. Okay. So organizations take following steps to manage technology absorption. So this is to develop good understanding and mutual trust between technology transfer and technology recipient organization. So proper clear-cut and well-defined agreement between technology transferor and technology recipient organizations. So may ara kita da sang ginatawag nga contract. Yan, may or kung hindi contract, may ara kita ginatawag nga memorandum of agreement or memorandum of understanding between the two parties or between the two organizations, yung nag-transfer at saka yung recipient. And then developing time-bound and target-oriented schedule for technology absorption. And of course, top management support to the technology absorption. So once you absorb some certain technology, so yung transferor or yung technology transferor, sila yung magbibigay ng support. Okay? So, kumbaga, ito yung parang bumili ka ng laptop or bumili ka ng phone tapos may warranty. Yan. Okay. What else? So use of multifunctional teams by the technology acquiring organization. Regular review of the absorption progress by the highest level. Installation of effective communication system by the technology acquiring organization, and seeking workers' participation involving one and all in the absorption process. So this overcoming the resistance to change through education and motivation through rewards. Yan, so may mga perks dira, rewards, perks. So sa cellphone load lang bala. Yan. Else. Yan, so hiring of requisite skilled workforce. So syempre, if you absorb some certain technology, so not only that you acquire or you absorb the technology itself, but also it requires a skill or a skilled workforce. So you need to train your employees on how to use that new technology. So if same is not available, so seeking early training, ito yung tinatawag natin, of own current employees by technologists or technicians from the transferor enterprise. So for example, Cisco. Cisco is a network provider. So meron silang binibentang hardware tsaka yung software nila. And then, when you adapt that technology, gagamitin mo siya bilang switch ng yung IT infrastructure. So you need to train your employee para magamit niya yung technology na bago, para maka-adapt kayo. Yan. So, next we have by actively complying with various government directives and requirements on technology upgradation and technology absorption. So dito naman siguro nakafocus dito yung government sa mga critical data, no? Or let's say IT infrastructure. So for example, we have the NTC, the DICT. Yan. So it requires to upgrade those technology and adapt some technology na ginagamit din sa ibang bansa. Yan. So for example, I'm not saying na ito talagang ginagamit nila. So for example, yung ginagamit na firewall, or let's say nagamit nilang firewall to prevent some malicious attacks or DDoS, no? Denial of service sa NTC or sa DICT is Cisco. And then natuklasan nila na yung ginagamit ng Japan is Fortinet, which is the same hardware or the same technology that prevents malicious attacks or DDoS. So, yung government ngayon, yun yung mag-a-advise. So, sila yung magdadirect. I-adapt ba natin tong technology o kailangan na natin i-upgrade yung ating technology? So, comply tayo with the government directives. So, of course, this applies only for the government. Pero pag private entities ka or private organization, then it's a different story. Okay? So for the government guidelines, we have here, no? So due to variety of benefits of technology absorption, so of course, siguro pag government to government, may libreng training, may discount, yan, and so on. So national governments seek quick absorption of technology. While seeking approval to foreign technology transfer agreements under the approval route from government, the technology acquiring organizations or enterprises are required to indicate and commit time-bound schedule of technology absorption. Okay, so anong ibig sabihin nito? So meaning they put pressure, no, on organization to plan systematic and time-bound technology absorption. So kung deadline na. Walang palugit. Okay, wala ayo. So muna, that is for the foreign technology transfer agreements. Yeah. So of course, you absorb their technology. So kailangan in time sila within their schedule. Yun. So ano yung tinatawag nating technology diffusion? So dito na tayo. So technology diffusion, so this is the process, no, by which a new idea or a new product is accepted by the market. Okay. So when you say technology diffusion, so this is the process, or it is the process. Ito pala yung diffusion lang, no? So ito yung process na yung idea mo or yung product mo is acceptable to market. So your technology is feasible. Yan. And technology diffusion means that the spread of applications or usage of a new technology and its related products, so services or processes from one nation to another, or from one entity to another, or from one industry to another, or from one to user user the prospective user. So ito yung parang customer and vendor relationship. Yan. So technology diffusion means the study of how, why, and at what rate these new ideas and technology spread across the economy. So gaano ba kasikat yung technology mo na yan? Gaano ba kasikat yung AI na yan? Gaano ba kasikat yung robot na yan? Gaano ba kasikat yung technology na yan? Mabilis bang na-adapt ng user? User-friendly ba siya? And so in a narrow sense, sometimes technology diffusion is also known as diffusion of innovation. So this is where technology gets mainly diffused through its usage or its new usage or application in the form of new products, services, or processes. Yan. So yung yung Facebook talaga, no, they don't want competitors. Di ba? So dati yung competitor nila Instagram. So ano nangyari sa Instagram? Binili nila. Di ba? Binili nila yung Instagram. Tapos sumunod yung WhatsApp messaging. Binili na naman nila. O ngayon, meron ng TikTok. Anong ginawa ng Facebook? So since China-based yung TikTok, so parang gumawa sila ng new technology, no? Okay, nag-adapt sila. Parang, ano yung tawag yun? Wheels ba yun? Wheels? Reels or Wheels? Yung sa bago sa Facebook.
Reels.
If you, ano?
Reels, sir. Reels.
Reels. Ayun. O di ba? Parang TikTok din. So hindi nila kayang bilhin yung TikTok. So gumawa sila ng bago. O gumawa sila ng alike na product or services. Yan. Pero yung napapansin ko pag nanonood ako niyan is like parang yung TikTok lang din in-upload nila. I'm not sure if you are okay. So we have here the pattern of technology diffusion. Yan. So ano yung pattern of technology diffusion? So according to Everett M. Rogers theory, so ito na yung theory na sinasabi ko. So the diffusion takes the shape of a bell curve. So parang bell siya in terms of numbers of adapters over the passage of time and takes the shape of S naman or logistic curve. Okay, so this is an S curve. Tawag natin. So various studies show that with the passage of time, technology and innovations get diffused from innovators to followers. And lastly, to laggards. So the trend of the percentage of organizations that adopt a new technology and innovations over a period of time, let's say in cumulative terms, takes the shape of S-curve, or also called logistic curve. Tawag natin. So ano ba to? Ito siya. You have your S-curve here. And so for example, you have here your technology regime 1. And then, nag-innovate tayo with respect to time. So you have now your technology regime 2. Yan. So meaning, you have your performance increase. Okay, so of course, this includes your users. or yung technology follower. Ayan. So medyo nag-advance siya through time. Ayan. So this is the technology progression. So this is versus time versus the performance characteristics with the two technologies. Ayan. So how they adapt and how fast this technology evolved. Ayan. So during the initial stage, ito yung innovation stage, technology and innovation gets diffused within the innovative organizations. So such organizations usually follow technology leadership strategy. And then during the next stage, so consolidation stage, for example, so diffusion takes place amongst major competitors. Dito na, aangat ba ako kay product A? Aangat ba ako kay product B? And then during the last stage, so this is where the technology mature. So yung mature technology stage natin. So the diffusion spreads to laggards. So these laggards are usually risk averse and small organizations or small market players. So ito yung parang medyo lang, medyo may pake, medyo walang pake. Yan. So the rate of learnings or spread amongst various entities is influenced by profitability and investment required. Okay, so saan ba yung stock? Yung stocks ba nila is profitable? Kailangan ko bang mag-invest dyan? After 3 years ba, lalago yung in-invest ko dyan? Or baka naman after 3 years, yung technology na yan, bagsak na. So sayang yung in-invest ko dyan. So product diffusion is case of innovation diffusion. Again, according to Everett M. Rogers, so for any given product category, there are 5 categories of product adapters. So sino-sino yung mga product adapters na to? So we have here the innovators. So sino yung mga innovators dito? So these are the venturesome, educated, and they use multiple information sources. They possess greater propensity to take risks. Okay? So I'm not sure if you watched the video of Project Nightfall. Yung lahat na kita niya is ininvest niya lahat, no? Yung parang 3 days lang siya naging milyonaryo or bilyonaryo, I think. Yan. So risk takers, tinatawag natin dito. So sila yung mga innovators. Yan. So ano naman yung mga early adopters? So these are social leaders, popular and educated. Di ba pag may bagong produkto, so hanap sila ng mga endorser. Yan. So sila yung mga social leaders or mga popular people, di ba? Mga artista, yan, mga educated, yan. And then yung early majority naman, so these are the deliberate. So ito yung mga maraming informal social contacts. And for the late majority, so ito na yung skeptical or ito yung mga traditional or lower socio-economic status. And the last one, ito yung laggards. These are the neighbors and friends, which are main information sources. And so neighbors and friends are main information sources. So they are fear of debt. So they don't take risks. Yan. So kung kayo magiging technopreneur sa ulihi, so saan kayo dito sa 5 categories ito? Are you an innovator? Are you just an early adopters? Are you in the early majority? So ask yourself. So product diffusion takes the shape of bell curve, as we've said earlier, in terms of numbers of adopters or users over the passage of time, and this takes the shape of S curve in terms of cumulative number of adopters. So this is with respect to time. So this is shown in the figure below. So tingnan natin. Innovators. So ito yung early adopters. Ito yung early majority. Late, tsaka yung laggards. Yan. So saan Saan banda naging popular yung product? Saan ba naging malaki yung kita ng product? So sa innovators ba? Sa early ba? Ayan. Okay. So I hope you understand this one. I think may subject na kayo na engineering economics. So later on, when you encounter your economics na subject, maybe you can encounter this one. Kung paano mapalago yung produkto nyo. It comes to supply and demand. Characteristics of technology diffusions. So diffusion is not one-way traffic. So meaning the innovator can also learn from imitator. So kung ano kunwari yung pioneer sa smartphone, let's say Apple, or let's say any brand na brand X ng smartphone, no? Yung naging lang nila sa product nila is madali malubat. So ikaw, innovator ka, ginaya mo yung smartphone na yun. Pero instead na same specs ng battery, in-increase mo, ginamitan mo ng Motolite. Ginamitan mo ng Motolite. So you learn from imitators. So yung mistakes ng imitators or mistake ng ginawa ng pioneer na yun, hindi mo na ginaya. Okay, so you learn from the mistakes of the first innovator. Yan. So you learn from imitator. Yan. So diffusion is not once for all occurrence. So it's a cyclical in nature. So meaning, pwedeng nasa taas ka, by next year, pwede naman sa baba ka. Then baka after 10 years, nasa taas ka ulit. Yan. And diffusion can take place in varying degrees. So we have intra-firm and inter-firm. So when you say intra-firm, so the diffusion here is in lowest degree. And when you say inter-firm, the diffusion of medium degree. And then the economy-wide, the diffusion of highest degree. So tatlo yan. Intra-firm, inter-firm, and we have the economy-wide. And so the diffusion can take place in variety of forms. Let's say products, services, or process. So use and production. Ayan. So we have also the stock technological knowledge. So depende. It came from variety of forms. No? It can be a product or service or process, and it might be used in production. Or it might be a stock of technological knowledge. So here we have the pattern of diffusion. So let's say a shape of S-curve that is influenced by profitability and investment required. And so this is the difference in diffusion speeds with respect to time and the number of users. So let's say technology natin ngayon is, when it comes to telecommunication, is 5G. So how long should we implement the 5G technology? Kailangan na ba natin isara yung 2G? Yung 3G ba? Kailangan na natin patayin? And ilan na ba yung gumagamit ng 5G technology? Ayan. Okay. So prior to 1990s, so these are the global trends in technology management. Prior in 1990, so rate of technological change has been slow due to Cold War between the USA and the USSR. So restrictions on MNC, existence of barriers across countries, and so there are restrictions. There are so technology of Russia. So there are big companies that are already dismissing their services. No, nag-stop na sila ng pag-provide ng services. Let's say Accenture. Okay, so nag-ano na sila, nag-stop na gid sila yan. Okay, because of the war. Okay, because of the Russian invasion to Ukraine. So this increased rate of technological change is noticeable in following areas. So how can we know paano natin mabalaan ang technology ngayon or ang technological change? So first, most of nations have adopted a formal technology development policy and aim at gaining technological progress or advancement. Okay. So within the countries, alin-aling mga bansa yung nag-implement na ng 5G at kailan sila nag-start ng implementation ng 5G network when it comes to telecommunications. Okay, so how long did they study it in order to adopt this kind of technology development? So did they sila ba gumamit ng same policy? So in telecommunications, no, we have what we call the 3GPP standards. So ito yung ginagamit mostly worldwide na standards or policies in order to adopt this kind of technology. Let's say the 5G technology. Yan. And innovations. So let's say new products or process developments are no more confined to developed world. So meaning they can take place anywhere, anytime. Yan. So it will happen at any place, anywhere, anytime. Yan. Ano pa? So globalization of technology is taking place at a faster pace because of factors. Di ba? Ano yung mga variety of factors? Siyempre because of the advancement of technology, di ba? So ang globalization of technology also increases. Kasunod lang kita. So let's say may 5G technology. So paano mo magagamit yung 5G technology pag wala kang cellphone na capable of 5G? Di ba? Yan lang yan. Then technological development is becoming highly customer oriented as the customer needs and tastes are increasing and changing. So technological change are also increasing. Diba? So, na-deploy na yung 5G sa Roa City. Pero yung user ng 5G, konti pa rin or konti pa lang. So, benta tayo ng 5G capable phones, smartphones. Ayan. And decreasing payback period. So, to derive benefits of technology development. Then we have the time comparison. So decrease in time available in various activities or phase of technology development. And we have here that there is a faster movement of products and services. Okay, so this is from the Research and Development Center to markets. No? So this reduces the lead times on kailan ba nila, instead na 1 month nila ilalabas tong bagong technology, because of this research and development, because of their R&D centers, napabilis. Okay? Napabilis. So, from 1 month, nagiging 3 weeks na lang or 2 weeks na lang na-deploy na agad yung bagong technology or yung service. Yan. So, there is also increasing focus on simplification of products. Let's say, journey from earlier big computers to modern portable computers. Diba? And also emerging of nanotechnology. Diba? So, ano yung example nito? Gaano ba kalaki yung 5 megabit na storage noon? Compare mo siya sa 32 gig or 32 gigabit na SD card lang ngayon. Yan. So there is more focus on ergonomics. So this is human convenience to use. Okay, so this is in terms of human convenience to use. Dapat user-friendly siya. Ito yung parang automatic na lang, no? Let's say meron kang voice activated. Yan. And then technology life cycle is getting shorter due to fast technological changes or technological discontinuities. Yan. Then we have the product life cycles naman are decreasing. So it also shows decrease siya due to fast changes in consumer needs, increasing awareness about new or improved technologies. And technological change may occur not only due to development of improved hybrid or new technology, but it can occur even due to some development in unrelated technology. So sometimes there is a big surprise. Diba? So akala mo ito lang yung napapagamot niya. Pero gamot din pala siya sa ganitong sakit. Yan. Ito yung mga global trends in technology management or in technology. Questions before we enter. This is okay. Wala. Wala questions. Mag-quiz na lang tabay. Gusto niyo mag-quiz talawat? Ano na lang, activity na lang. Okay, so that's it for today. Parang uulan na. Okay, so wala na questions, clarifications. I'll stop sharing and stop recording. Poor connection po ako, sir. So how can I help you po? Stop recording.